What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. This is TWA Motorsports, and today, back on the Sierra, we're going to be addressing something that has been bugging me ever since we bought it. And you guys knew it was going to happen eventually because a lot of times I do this on several of my vehicles. One of the reasons I do it is because it makes things look better, and that is we are going to be replacing the headlights. So before we get started, guys, go check out twamotorsports.com. I know I've been trying to mention that in every video, but I want you guys to know the website is live, twamotorsports.com. I will list it in the description down below, as well as all the stuff that I'm going to be using. Let's get into the video here. So anyway, look, guys, these headlights, this one right here is not terrible. This one, however, check that thing out. It's full of moisture. It actually rained today, and this thing I know is gross, but it looks terrible. Well, I want to replace those. I went back and forth on buying actual brand new. You could still get these from GM. They're about 300 bucks a piece. I didn't think it was worth it, so I went with the TYC brand. Guys, I've had really good luck with them in the past. We'll just have to see how they do on this. It's going to be outside in the elements, in the rain. It's not going to live a sheltered life. It's going to be used. So we're going to be replacing those, and it's a little bit of a process to get those out. It's not just, you know, pulling a couple pins like the older style, like up here, like the NBS. It's not like that. You have to unbolt them, and there's a little bit more involved. So I also, those are the two housings. The boxes are huge because the housings are huge. We got new LasFit bulbs. I've got two sets, so I've got a set for brights and dims in this box, and then I believe this box is for the fog lights. I figured we'd just knock them all out at the same time. Wanted them to be the same color. Guys, I went back and forth on what am I going to do as far as the turn signals. I'm just going to stick with the stock halogens. I don't love the look of the aftermarket LEDs. I just don't like them. Aside from that, you can also see we've got some clips. Guys, when I originally, we'll pop this. When I took this thing, or when I got it home, I took this out because the grill didn't look like it was fitting real good. And when I did that, I broke every one of these clips that hold that closeout panel. So you can see it sitting over on my trailer. Right behind that, however, you'll also notice that we have a new valance piece, or I guess it would be an upper valance, they would call it, in order to get this old nasty one that's all chipped up. I went back and forth on having him paint this one, but ultimately, guys, there's some cracks in the side and whatnot, so I decided to just opt to buy a new one. So I did buy a brand new one from GM. We know it's gonna fit. I had it painted at the same time he did the mirror caps, and he painted something else, I don't even remember. But either way, let's get started by taking, normally we would have to take this off, but since I broke all the clips, and you can see some of them are still stuck in there, we're gonna have to get those out. Let's get started on getting this whole assembly out. You do have to pull this out in order to get the headlight out because there is a bolt behind it. But I'm gonna grab a few tools. We'll talk about what they are as we go, but let's get started. Here's where I'm gonna start. We're gonna start by taking the 10 millimeters out that hold the top of the headlight. And this one's actually cracked. You can see it's in two pieces. We're gonna get the other one out here. And I'm just gonna set these up here for now. I'm gonna try to keep everything kind of close to where it goes, and then we're gonna go across the top of the grill. I'm gonna set those here. Kind of going, same situation. I'm gonna kind of set them where they're in somewhat close to the area they're supposed to be. So once we got those, the grill's somewhat loose, but the grill actually snaps in to the bottom of this valance down here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over here to the side, and you should have, if they're still there, you should have a couple bolts in the side, and mine are here, but they sure look like self-tapping screws. Anyway. They look like they're 7 millimeters. Guys, I bet they're metric from the factory, but they do not look like the factory screw. So we're just gonna have to see what fits it. 8 millimeter fits it, but I don't think it's, I don't know. It just gives me that feeling. No, it's not a self-tapping screw, that's good. But it's definitely not, I don't think it's a factory one. So once we do that, this should, come loose like that. We'll move to the back to the front here in a minute. I'm gonna go grab the other side though, exact same thing on the other side. So once that's loose, and you'll notice, check this out. This headlight obviously is only held in with the top 2 bolts, but we've got that pulled away. And that's what it's supposed to do, just like that. Although I think those, I don't know if those may be broken or not. We're gonna have to transfer them over to the other one. But look guys, this is how this works. The grill kind of holds that in. You see those snaps? The grill snaps over this. And so we're gonna have to push those out. At the same time, we're kind of pulling from the front, and that should release that grill. I'm not sure how easy that will be, but ultimately, that's how this is supposed to work. Yeah, that is not how it's supposed to work. the grill came loose with it. And I'm assuming the headlight's busted on this side too, because there should be one more bolt holding it, and this one fell out also. So I guess it'll be easier to show you how it comes apart since the grill is separate, and it's not supposed to be. All right, I'm gonna flip this over and show you guys what we were supposed to do, and it didn't work out that way. You can see here these clips. Once you push those in, your grill should pop out of it. Or the valance, I suppose, should pop out of it. I don't want to drop my grill here. But thought maybe I'd try to get one for you guys, but it's not going to work for me. Now there is going to be, as you can see, some stuff we're going to have to transfer over, this black plastic stuff, but I'm going to pop this out all along this rail, and so I'm not trying to hold this here on the camera, and then we'll see what we need to swap over, but I think we'll take care of the headlights first. This is interesting. So we're going to unplug this guy, but guys, they zip tied. There's supposed to be a third 10 millimeter that comes in from the side back here, and there's actually an opening in order to get to it right here, and it's missing. This one has a zip tie. We have nothing on the other side. Pretty common. Somebody's trying to put something together, but we got it unplugged. It's all self-contained. So what I need to do is I need to cut that zip tie, and then I'm hoping, guys, I can find a 10 millimeter that I can use. I'm sure I've got one in order to put back in so we can put it back together correctly. It'll be the exact same size as this guy that we pulled out of the upper part. So if you guys can find one of those, hopefully yours has it if you're swapping yours out. Now that we got both assemblies out of the way, you guys know me, I'm gonna take a little bit of time. I'm not gonna get real crazy since this is a daily driver, but I am gonna take a little time and just spray this over once and go through and just kind of wipe some of this grossness down. Top of the bumper, you know, kind of the radiator support. Like I said, I'm not gonna get real crazy, but I wouldn't feel right if I didn't do it right now while I was, you know, had everything apart. This is how your new light's gonna come. Got clip here, that's supposed to go there. Guys, look, it comes loaded with lights, right? So it's gonna have brand new ambers in it, which I'm going to leave because I didn't think that it would, so I bought some. If you guys need some, I'll list those in the description. This should be another amber because it's a turn signal, and it is. It looks like a pretty decent bulb. It's a Phillips. All right. On to we got a couple more lights that we want to replace. So this guy here, let's see, what is it? This is an H11, that's your regular light. And this 9005 is the other, so that's your bright. So here, it'd probably make more sense if I unplugged it first. So we're gonna unplug it, and we're gonna start with the 9005. Remember that. Okay, so don't yank both of them out right out of the gate because you're gonna need to know which one goes where, and I didn't test it before I turned it on, so good idea to do that. All right, these should be labeled. What do we have here? This is well, I say it should be labeled. Hopefully it's labeled somewhere. Let's see if this one's labeled, maybe we'll know. This is, one has an orange and one has a, if you'll notice, a smaller. All right, this is the H11 with the orange around it. It says right here on the bulb up here close to the light, Okay, this one does say 9,005. Just in an odd spot, I don't normally see them there. And this, that's interesting. That's not generally the way you would want it to point. But we're gonna give it a shot with it pointing that way. It's gonna suck if it's the wrong way. Well, I take that back. I'm going to, before I put the valance back on, I'm gonna test it. So obviously if that one goes there, then your 9, or your H11 is what these call for, is gonna go up top. And generally, guys, you want them pointing up and down. And neither one of mine are doing that. So maybe they're designed a little bit differently. We're gonna run with them like this. Of course, we gotta plug them in. The cool thing about this is there's no like heat sinks to try to tuck back behind anything. Now, there is one more light that I am going to put an LED in, and that's this guy over here. This should be a 194, and I didn't show you guys that originally. I'm gonna have to pull this wiring out a little. Yeah, just a 194. I'm gonna go grab a LasFit 194, which I have over there, and then we're gonna be ready to plug this thing in. I'm gonna do the exact same thing to the other side. I won't show you guys that on camera. I'm gonna set them up with the 10 millimeters that we have. I still haven't found, I have to go look for a 10 to fit there. And then we're gonna give them a test. All we have is just this one plug to plug in. So it should be fairly simple to put in. This is that LasFit, and it shouldn't be directional, so it shouldn't matter. Let's get that thing. Sometimes they're tough to push in because they're a little bit thicker than the factory bulb. That one. Goodness gracious, it just doesn't seem like it's, that other one seemed like it dipped in further than that, but, oh, it didn't. Okay. I'm just going crazy. Just seemed like it wasn't seated all the way. We are good. Let's put this back in. Try to thread it around the thing that keep the wires. I'm gonna try to do the same thing with this, if it's possible. Maybe that'll just, I don't know, maybe it's worthless. All right, I'm gonna unwrap just a little bit of this so we'll still be able to pull it off of there, but I don't wanna take it off just yet. Let's plug this thing in. And I don't know if it necessarily matters if that's clipped. You just want to make sure that you're plugged in, then you can go back and clip it. Let's see what happens here. We've got, just making sure everything's lining up. It looks like it is. Let's see what the fitment's like here. There's a little tab that fits in there. There we go. Move it over a little. It is a tight fit, guys. There we go. All right, that fits pretty good. I was worried because you need to make sure that this goes on the outside. The plastic goes on the outside and not in between. You guys probably missed all that, but you need to make sure that the plastic part goes on the outside and not in between. Now let's go ahead and just like loosely thread these in. I'll probably go ahead and run them down with my impact. And then I gotta go find me a 10 millimeter for that outer. But we don't have to do that just yet because I wanna test them before we do that. Seems pretty good fitment. You never know on these aftermarket housings, sometimes they suck. tighten. You want to snap them. Let me go see if I can get a 10 for the outer. I went ahead and installed the other side, and I also found a couple extra 10 millimeters. That's why I always keep this stuff around, guys. It's kind of a pain to get in here. But this is about, like I said, it's identical to the ones up top. Remember how I said I wasn't gonna peel this off? I decided to go ahead and peel it off, and here's why. I'm actually gonna put some blue tape along the leading edge here. This bottom section, you can tell that this truck's been, you know, some stuff has been moved, that's for sure. It's not a perfect lineup down here. It's a pretty good lineup on the top and on the other side, but it isn't perfect. So it looks like there's a clip on the bottom of these to hold the top side of that bottom piece. But before we do any of that, we're gonna test these lights and make sure that we don't have any issues, make sure our blinkers work. And cause I don't wanna, you know, there's nothing worse than getting stuff together, like all together, and then realizing, crap, this didn't work. So I'll pull the camera back so you can see both lights at the same time. We'll check our blinkers, our brights, our dims, and then we should be good to start maybe moving some stuff over to that new lower valance or upper valance. We got the key just for the turn signals. Let's test it all. Well, all right. Lights, park lights. Woo, everything's working. As far as the headlights and the park lights, let's go to bright. All right, brights are working. Let's try our turn signals. Turn signals are working. Try the opposite side. Awesome. Like I said, it's always something I like to test. You know, nothing worse, like I said, than assembling something and realizing, crap, I forgot to plug something in. Or sometimes those LEDs are polarity sensitive, and so you gotta flip the plug around because they'll plug in either way. Now, we did not test the fog lights, but I will tell you guys, it may be a good idea to just take those out right now. They just twist, I believe. Well, they've been in there a minute. You know what? They don't twist. No, they push in. We got it unplugged. But let me show you guys the bulbs because they are a little bit different. And just so I don't have to lay on the ground here, these plugs, check this plug out. So see, it doesn't actually turn. I don't know what I was thinking. The outers come apart and it pulls straight out. It's just an odd design, I think. But that's how it works. I think, yeah. That's an odd pointing of that, but I guess maybe it's designed to do that. I think that there's a set screw in there you can move around, but we're gonna get this in place, get that old one out of there, release those clips, and we'll give these a test too. I completely forgot about these. I pushed one of these out so you guys could see exactly how this works. If you push from the backside, you can push it through the clips. But either way, this guy, and sometimes it fights you, this is the way it just snaps in. It's just, like I said, it's the oddest thing. And I feel like in the past I've had troubles with these like actually staying in place, but it's in, even though it sure doesn't feel like it. It's just really, really odd. It's just an odd fitment. I mean, you could see why, okay, that's why. These need to be straight up and down. But man, I don't trust it. I'll tell you that, because it's just a weird fitment, guys. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. It's pretty snug. I just don't love it. I want to show you guys this. I did not feel comfortable with the way it fit. It clipped, but golly, it just seemed like there would be moisture that got in there. So I wrapped this thing in black tape. I didn't get up on the actual part where it gets warm, but I did wrap it. It seems really snug. We've got it facing the way it's supposed to go. So we're gonna get this thing pushed back in and plugged in. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. I would feel better with something to help keep the water out, guys. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but it just didn't seem like the snuggest of fits. And neither does the factory one, to be real honest with you. It doesn't fit well either. Bad news is one of these fog lights, one of the tabs is broken. Two of them are holding it in, but I think we're gonna have to do something down the road. I also don't know about the fitment of this. I mean, it's in there, but maybe that's factory. Looks terrible. Let's test these things. Make sure they work. I think they're on. It looked like they came on. All right, and they're all the same color, which is nice. I just don't know about the aiming of these since that one of the tabs is broken, but all right, now we're gonna move our attention over here, and we are going to need a Phillips in order to remove a couple of these things. All these plates, this backer here has to come out. We have to transfer it to our other piece. There's a series of Phillips screws. Holy cow, that's in there, Cricket. So we got a Phillips screw holding these things in all the way across. And our new piece will not come with that. So if yours is destroyed, you may have to get one. And there's a couple pieces. There's another outer piece here I noticed isn't part of it. I'm hoping we're not missing anything. Out of there, set it over to the side, and then you see we've got a couple other pieces here. Same exact size screw. Shouldn't hurt to mix them up. Oh, we got clips on the top, the one that the centers pull out, so we'll have to grab a different tool to get those out. We get this one on the other side though. It's so hot out here, guys. I need AC. Oh, I take that back. Well, all but two of them are the same size. Let's go get our clip removers. Now for these style clips, oh, there's a broken piece. We're gonna pull these out with these guys. I'm hoping. There we go. There's one. Goodness gracious. All right, so that goes to the left side. And we got another one on the right side. Now that we have all the clips off this thing, I'm going to throw that out of the way, and we're gonna move over to the trailer. And guys, all I'm gonna do is just do the opposite process. I don't think you probably need to see me do that. Just try to be careful. Obviously, we're working with a brand new painted piece. I'm gonna attempt to leave it on that. You can see I've got it on a blanket over there, and try to get this put into place. Now that we've got everything transferred over, I actually think the grill needs to go in first. And the reason why is because that pushes into the bottom of the grill, and it wasn't really supposed to come out the way it did. So guys, make sure that all your clips are still in place. I think down the road we may upgrade grills, but I've got all but like one of my clips, and I think the one I'm missing is stuck in the truck. So we're gonna push the grill back in, and once we get that back in, we're gonna grab our piece over there, our new piece, our new painted piece, and see if we could get it installed. Yeah, I'm missing, looks like I'm missing one clip. make sure that we're all, I think maybe I got an extra one over there. I'm gonna go check real quick. If not, then we're just gonna have to leave one out, I suppose. Found a couple clips, but they're really not the ones meant for this. But we are gonna go ahead and try to put this back in. And should just have a couple clips to push through. I think a couple of my tabs are bent. Here's one, two. Yeah. Well, this is the worst. These are the worst fitting grills. Even from the factory, guys, they fit like crap. I think. Okay, well, it's in. Maybe not over here. This one right here is bent a little bit. You can hear it. I'm gonna open it up a little bit and see if I can get a clip. Sometimes we came out a couple times, they lose a little bit. Well, I think this panel's just bent. There we go. We'll see if it stays. Like I said, I think the grill, I don't know if necessarily the grill's bad, other than it's, you know, faded. It looks all right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put my tins back up top, just since we're ready to do that, actually. And then we'll grab our new piece. I'm gonna grab some blue tape, tape off the bottom of my headlights, just in case I get a little crazy, I guess. And then we'll grab that piece and see if we can get it installed. Now, before we get started doing this, I will tell you guys, you know, when I originally pulled these two that are supposed to come in from the inner fender, they were all jacked up and looked weird. And that's because they're not the correct ones. They put some self-tapping screws in there. And I noticed they weren't lined up with the holes, but we're gonna have to figure something else out here. I'm gonna have to either pull this apart and get back behind it and put a nut, because this piece here has been broken. I don't know if it has a threaded insert from the factory, but I may use some push-in clips. We'll just have to see, like the ones that I bought for the upper plate, the closeout panel. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and try to slide it into place. And if we have to get behind it, I think we can pull the inner fender out and get behind it and put a nut in there if we had to. But hopefully you guys don't experience this. And you know, I don't even know if you're watching this video because you're replacing that, but you know, it sucks. But I'm not gonna order a whole new piece here just for those two little inserts when I can put something there. Give it a shot, see if it can make me upset. I have a feeling it's going to. Trying to line up what we need to line up here. I'd like to start in the middle and work my way out, but looks like we're gonna have to kind of work with what we've got. I think we're good there. Take that back, guys. We're gonna have to start with the bottom, getting the bottom lined up, I suppose. Oh, it's on. Okay. Man, this is an odd fit. It was actually going better when I was starting the top first. Okay. There's pieces that go under the headlights. I mean, you're lining up all kinds of stuff. Got it in the, it's definitely in the clips in the grill. It's definitely in the clips under the headlight. Alright. Of course, got our dirty hands all over it, but pretty good. All right, now I gotta figure out what I want to do. That lines up a lot better than it did before. I think we're safe to pull this off now. I'm happy. It's in the grill, I think. Oh yeah. Yep. Making sure. The whole truck. I like it. Now, off camera, I'm going to figure out something to do on the back to try to get those pieces from the inner fender lined up. But man, I'm happy. It looks so much better. Definitely cleaned up the front of this, didn't it? Now, as much as I hate drilling into fresh paint, I actually decided to use that factory style clip, and it looks factory. It's just easier than, like I said, sourcing a new piece. It fits. I just had to make the hole just a little bit bigger. But guys, look at the difference. I mean, you could see the old one over there on the floor. The paint was all gone. It didn't fit right because the headlight was broken. This looks so much nicer. I really wish that I had some, before we end this video, I may put some of my chemical guys stuff on that grill to try to darken it up. But yeah, I'm excited. So the last thing we need to do is let's grab this piece. It's I cleaned up part of it, but it's been gotten kind of dusty from setting here. I want to set this back on here, and I'm going to go over it one more time here, guys. Get it a little cleaner. And get our new clips and put in this thing, and we will have this together. I went over that with some of that chemical guys. It's like cleaner, does a little bit of everything. Let's get our new clips in. The world's hardest thing to take out. I don't understand it, but I will try to list this in the description, guys. You can get these from Dorman. And I made the mistake of ordering one of these off eBay, and it said it was a pack of 10, and it came with one, and it was 12 bucks. And so I ordered these from Dorman, and the whole pack was like $11, and there's like 25 of them. So I will surely use them over the years on other stuff. But I think, how many does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold this thing down. So now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use some of that cleaner and protectant to clean off this grill, this like gross mesh stuff on the grill. And then I'm gonna coat it with something, try to make it look a little nicer. Now, I don't think this is going to last, but it's what I have out here right now. And this is this 303. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spray it on my brush. And we're just gonna brush this around. The brush will make your life a lot easier as far as like not getting it on everything. Yeah, and it's not. It may darken things up, but it's definitely not going to, it's not gonna fix the fact that this thing has years and years of damage from the sun. I probably need some like tire dressing of sorts. But this 303 stuff I've used on the interior, you guys have seen that in a couple of videos. And it seems to do pretty good at protecting and shining up, you know, bringing moisture back into a piece of plastic on the interior. It may do better than I think. It's just, maybe it'll have to set a little bit here. I'll go over it a couple times here, and then we will cut back in when I get it all wiped down. Obviously, we're gonna have to wipe the emblem off as well. And I'm gonna get some on the chrome, but that looks a little better. We are finished. Oh my gosh, does it look better. I need to wipe the grill off up top. I forgot about that because the hood was up. Guys, look, I'm gonna turn this thing off now, but hopefully it starts in the morning. Anyway, we got it all finished up, and boy, does it look better. You know, just, if I just did the bottom or the upper valance, if I'd have just done that, or if I had just upgraded the headlights in this video, guys, I think we would have had a remarkable, just one or the other would have made a remarkable difference. But the new headlights, you know, partnered with replacing that old nasty panel that was all beat up, golly, it looks so much better, and it fits nice. You know, the headlights fit really, really good for the, you know, for being an aftermarket headlight. Guys, I've always had really good luck with these TYC headlights. Yeah, even that gap is really close. Guys, the fender, you know, this truck's been painted on. And I noticed that I had to move it around a little bit on this side. Actually, I didn't show you, but I had to bend out that 10 millimeter that we were missing. I had to bend that out a little bit in order to make this fit. But I absolutely love this thing. Is just it's just looking so much better. Each video we do on it, guys, it's looking better. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys are looking to replace headlights in NBS, you know, I'll let you know. You know, check back with me. I don't, you know, after I post this video, I'm always reading the comments and trying to reply, guys. So, you know, if this video is like at some point is a year old and you're wondering, you know, how are they holding up, I will try to let you know, because, you know, like I said, it's going to be daily driven. Rain, snow. I mean, we're going into a season where there's going to be a lot of rain and a lot of dry, humid environment climate. But you know, I'll let you know if they start hazing up at 6 months, then I'll let you guys know. And ultimately, like I said, I just didn't want to spend $300 a pop on brand new ones. I think I spent like 120, 140, 150 bucks, something like that, on the new upper piece. So that wasn't bad. And then the clips were like another 10 bucks. But like I said, guys, I will list all that stuff in the description. So if you did enjoy this video, please, like always, go down there and smash that thumbs up button. Guys, if you are not subscribed, go down there, hit that subscribe button. Of course, like always, ring the bell notification. That notifies you every single time we drop a new video. And stay tuned to see what we do on this truck next.